How y'all are this afternoon? This is your buddy George Jones over at the Bargain Gun Range. What we're going to do is talk about shotguns and shotgun drills, and one particular shotgun in particular. If you go and buy a police type shotgun like this one at, say, big box store, police supply house, or whatever, this is an 870. It's no longer in production, but still, it's no longer in production. This gun is worth about 7 fingers in today's market. It's a real purchase. You go out and buy one, it's a matter. Now, what can you get away with? Well, you can go down and buy one of them Hawk, Sun Cities, or whatever made in China shotguns that they still import. And man, they're junk. And most of the Middle Eastern manufactured, Turkish manufactured ones, all kinds of bullpups and weirdo looking guns, they're mostly all junk. And they cost well over 2 fingers. This gun costs 2 fingers. This is the Maverick 88 Security, they call this. This is actually a good solid Mossberg based riot shotgun. You can buy it in this configuration. You can also find it with an ATI folding stock, and you can also get it with the pistol grip, bird's grip on it, which is much better than a conventional Mossberg pistol grip. Manages recoil much better. We're going to shoot this gun in a minute. Okay, let's talk about shotgun drills. Shotguns and shotgunning as a rule. Now, we're going to do a couple of drills for you. I'm going to get me some ear mufflers on because I found that people take a better stock of a demonstration if that demonstration is live fire. So we're going to do some live fire. Now, the Maverick holds 5. Okay? So if you're going to load the Maverick, there's 2 ways to do it. One is called duty loading. That's where you've got it loaded and you're going to store it. You're going to lean it up in the corner. You put 5 in there. Okay? Or 4 or 5. I'm going to put 3 in it. And now it's not ready to go, but it's getting ready to go. You've got the shotgun and the magazine is loaded. Okay? There's nothing in the chamber. How do we get it in the chamber? Well, we come up here and we push our slide release, which is on the opposite side of the gun from you, that thing right there, and it should already be ready to go. You just pump one up in it. Now you're ready to go. Take the safety off and it's ready to go. Okay, so it looks something like this. Zero in on Benghazi Bob down there. This is with birdshot. Okay, you made an impression on Benghazi Bob. Try it again. Alright, now, you load your gun. Now, let's say we're in trouble. Okay? We fired 5 and that didn't do it. What's next? Well, we're going to combat load. Combat load is when you take a round, put it in the breech, throw your slide shut, and now you're loaded and ready to go. And if you have time, put a couple more in there. Okay, now, that's combat load. There's also combat load, but you put it in storage. So you loaded the magazine with the precursor 5, you pumped one into the chamber, you put it on safe, and then you put it in ready storage, wherever you're going to put it in ready storage at. Okay? Now, let's move this out of the way. You're in a position now where you've got a multiple assailant situation and an empty gun. Somebody kicked in your back door and you got an empty shotgun. What are you going to do? Well, we're going to combat load one, and we're going to try and get 4 in it, or 5, before we get ready to go. Now, my experience on these guys have been, only put 5 in a 5-shot Mossberg. So if you've got the magazine full, and you've got 1 in the chamber, there's kind of like a traffic jam when you go to pump it. So just put 1 in the chamber and 4 in the magazine. That preserves the magazine life as well. So now you've got 5 in there. So Benghazi Bob and his 2 buddies. Okay. Now you got to replenish. So what do? Combat load. 1, 2. Get your 4 in there as fast as you can. I mean, if they make a run at you, drop them shells you got in your hand and go with the 1 or 2 you got. Okay? Now, this is birdshot. Birdshot's pretty effective. I mean, you may not be killing Cape buffaloes, but they know you're there. And this is at 20 yards. So in a minute we'll go down there and look at Benghazi Bob and see how shot up he is over and above the 9mm that are already in him. Now, let's talk about unloading this guy and getting ready to do something else. Unload the Mossberg. First thing you do is you make sure it's on sight. Then you take the gun just like you're at present arms with a shotgun, okay? You reach up here. You reach up here and there's a little action bar right here. You push in on that guy and that shell jumps out. Okay? Push in on that guy and that shell jumps out. Okay? And now you know you're empty. You don't feel the primer in there. Okay? You look, visually make sure that you ain't got 1 in there. Now you come up, hit your action bar release, open it slightly, and catch that shell in your hand. Now your gun is empty, and you haven't gone through the bird hunter method of holding down on the slide release and chucking 1 in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Which every time you do that is an opportunity to have an accidental or negligent discharge. Okay, let's talk about shorties. This is another Maverick 88. This is my wife's gun. And it's got nothing in the chamber. The magazine is loaded with shorties. These little nuggets of love right here. Okay, this has got an Opsol breech adapter in it, and the 5-shot Mossberg now holds number 4 buckshots. 8 number 4 buckshot. That's these guys. Aguila. Now there's a definite advantage to this. So we're going to pick the camera up and we're going to move down the middle of the box. Just pick it up by the neck and carry it down there to the middle. Right about there is fine. Now one of the problems with the shorty shotgun shells is you can't combat load them. You throw them in there and they flip over backwards when you try and pump it shut. So you have to start from a closed action, put them in there. This is normally a number 4 12 gauge, number 4 buck 12 gauge. You got 26 pellets in it. Sometimes 27, just depending on the brakes. This one has 16 in it. These shells have 16 pellets of number 4 buck. Let's see what Pungazi Bob looks like with this. Not bad. Light recoil, close range defensive. All right, stand by. Let me go back and change shells. We're coming. Now, we're at about 12 yards here, okay? And well, I'm going to be shooting buckshot. This is 9 pellet, double-aught buck. This is Noble Sport, I believe. And we're going to see, because those are virgin targets. They haven't been shot with anything but bird shot so far today. I'm going to combat load one and put one in it. We're going to find out what buckshot looks like at basically 10 yards, or down the hallway to the kitchen from your bedroom, basically. All right, one for each. All right, let's pick it up by the neck and we'll walk down that. Woo! Bucky's did pretty good. Boom, 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 boom. That looked like a wad. 9 right there. And over here, we got the wad. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So buckshot's pretty effective at this range. Buckshot has some problems. All right, sit her down there. Let's look at a buckshot round. Buckshot has some problems. So buckshot pellets are 3 stacks of 3 alternating. So they're made out of soft lead. What happens is that wad goes from 0 to about 1,450 feet per second in just a couple of inches. The bottom stack slams into the middle stack, and the middle stack slams into the top stack. It's soft lead. So what comes out the end of the barrel is 6 pellets with a flat spot on it, okay? And 3 pellets that are almost square. So that creates quite of a problem for accuracy. But at this range, it works pretty good. All right, let's shoot a few more. Start out with combat load 1, load 3. you own a shotgun for home defense, this is the kind of thing you need to be doing one weekend out of the month until you get real good. And then 2 weekends, or every 2 months do a weekend day. Go out and practice with your riot gun. From the hip. From the hip on single. Alright. Bring camera, move it over here. Now, firing from the shoulder, I'm left-handed. I'm left eye dominant. So, we're going to talk about different firing stances with a shotgun. If you watched my videos before, barricade is basically the same. Firing from the hip was a lot different with a shotgun than it is with a pistol. So, get you a good stance. Come up, put that thing in the meaty part of your shoulder. Okay? Cut down on it, fire away. Okay, you're ready, that's good. Now, from the hip, you got to be able to control that gun. What I do is, I bring the gun up to my side and get a grip on it with my elbow. Okay? And then, you've got a fairly stable platform. So the way you do this is, you practice. You find something to shoot at, you shoot at it from the hip until you get good at shooting from the hip. Old Benghazi Bob over there, I don't like the looks on his face. Okay? I told you them wire ties had come off there when we started shooting it. Okay? So now, you basically have, oh, that's a hot shell there. Come on out there, you. Okay. Guess we're locked up. So basically you've got your forearm and elbow is helping you manage the recoil, and you're pushing the shotgun against your body. Okay? And it basically looks like, oh, there it went. Good now? Yeah, there. Basically looks like that. So when you go to pull a trigger, what you do is you give that shotgun a little push. Just a little push when you go to shoot it. It counteracts about half the recoil. You can't do that off your shoulder, but you can do it off the hip. All right, let's go back up here and replenish. Get back over where it was. Pump that shotgun and you get this. You pump that shotgun and you get this. Generally you're in a hurry and you wind up with this. Okay? So what do? Well, it's pretty simple. You just lean it over a little bit, let it fall out, or slap it out with your hand and go into battery. Now, a minute ago we had a malfunction. High-bright shell, one of these, stuck in the chamber and wouldn't come out. Sometimes that happens when the barrel is hot, you've been shooting it a lot. Sometimes that happens when the shell wasn't correctly sized at the factory. Sometimes it happens, even with Remington high brass stuff. Sometimes it happens. have to be prepared for it. So if you've got a bunch of assailants in your house, you know, you might want to have something else with you just in case. Okay? Alright, that's about the size of it. Like I say, Sheriff Pye, conversation with approval. Leave me no dollar in the Patreon bucket if you don't do it. If you don't, I'll keep right on making content for you. God bless America. God bless each and every one of us. God bless Donald Trump. Go to the NRA and we'll see you